The gentleman is recognized.
Madam Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A1 of Rule 9, I rise to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House.
The gentleman is recognized.
The form of the resolution is as follows. House Resolution, directing the Committee on Ethics of the House of Representatives to release to the public the committee's report on its investigation into allegations against former Representative Matt Gaetz. Whereas, on April 9, 2021, the Committee on Ethics of the House of Representatives announced that it had begun to review allegations that Representative Matt Gaetz may have engaged in sexual misconduct and illicit drug use, shared inappropriate images or videos on the House floor, misused state identification records, converted campaign funds for personal use, and accepted a bribe, improper gratuity, or impermissible gift in violation of the rules of the House, laws, or other standards of conduct. Whereas, the Committee on Ethics of the House of Representatives has completed its review into the allegations pursuant to Committee Rules 14A3 and 18A that Representative Gaetz may have engaged in sexual misconduct and illicit drug use, accepted improper gifts, dispensed special privileges and favors to individuals with whom he had a personal relationship, and sought to obstruct government investigations into his conduct. Whereas, on November 13, 2024, President-elect Donald Trump announced his nomination of former Representative Matt Gaetz to serve as Attorney General. Whereas, on November 13, 2024, Representative Matt Gaetz announced his resignation from Congress. Whereas, there is precedent for the Committee on Ethics of the House of Representatives to release reports on former members of the House of Representatives should information in those reports remain relevant to the function of Congress. Whereas the decision by the Committee on Ethics of the House of Representatives not to release the report on its investigation into the serious allegations against former Representative Matt Gaetz impedes the ability of the Senate to provide advice and consent on this nomination. And whereas a failure of the Committee on Ethics of the House of Representatives to release its report on its investigation impedes the dignity and integrity of the legislative proceedings of the House. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Committee on Ethics of the House of Representatives shall immediately release to the public of the committee's report on its investigation into allegations against former Representative Matt Gaetz, including any conclusions, recommendations, attachments, or accompanying material.
A resolution offered from the floor by a member other than the Majority Leader or Minority Leader as a question of the privileges of the House has immediate precedence only at a time designated by the Chair within 2 legislative days after the resolution is properly noticed. Pending that designation, the form of the resolution noticed by the gentleman from Illinois will appear in the record at this point. The Chair will not, at this point, determine whether the resolution constitutes a question of privilege. That determination will be made at the time designated for consideration of the resolution.